AFTV. I'm here with the man himself, Ian Wright, and there's a game going on this weekend, man.
I'm not the man himself. You're the man himself.
Huh?
You're the man himself.
No, you're the man. You're the man.
You. Some of the pictures from Dubai were beautiful, man. You're beautiful.
With that hat, you're the man. I love that hat, man.
You know something, Rob? It's like, you see with the North London derby, my stomach always weird for the whole week because I'm so nervous, and it all comes back down to when I signed for Arsenal and David Rocastle. Me and David Rocastle was in his house till like 4 a.m, talking about how important it is not to lose this game. And I remember leading into it, the week leading into it, you know, after seeing when we were playing them, and I think the first one I played in was at home. I've never felt so nervous. And I've always felt like that because I think it's still, for me, the biggest game of the season.
And even now, it's even more significance because they're in front of us.
Yeah.
If we win it, we really drag them back in and we start to get closer to them.
Yeah.
They had that big win over Chelsea.
Yeah,
it's so much riding on this now, isn't it?
You know, the thing about it is, Robin, we can't just ignore the fact that they were very impressive against Chelsea. And, you know what I mean, we dug in and we beat Bournemouth, and, you know what I mean, 17 now. I think the momentum and the confidence should be high. And I think it's finally poised. People probably think that they're favourites going into it, but like you say, the main thing here is that with everything what they're doing up to this point, and yes, we've gone on this 17 game unbeaten run, we're close. And if we can win it, you know what I mean, that will only stand us in good stead in respects of getting closer. And I still think there's more to come. I still think there's more to come. So all we have to do now is just, for me, like I say, it goes back to worrying about them. You know, I'm worried about Dele Alli. Looks like he's finding some form. Harry Kane will score. He always scores against us. Like the new Didier rascal like Drogba against us. Do you know what I mean? And then Son's looking sharp. You know what I mean? And then obviously Eriksen, and, you know, playing the big physical presence of what's his Sissoko in there, and he had a pretty good game. So I was watching him.
He's picked up as well, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he has. And so, you know what I mean? It was really hard because I was watching them. Me and Cheryl was watching them the other day, and he was teasing me about the fact that, you know what I mean, they look like they're ready for you lot next week. So, like I say, we're gonna have to pull it out a little bit and really have a go at them because they came out fast.
Who's the key guys for us?
I think Torreira, man, because like when you look at the spaces, what they were exploiting, especially against Chelsea, and because Chelsea didn't have Kante in there, they had Jorginho in there, and then they've got Dele in that space, they had Eriksen in and around that space, Son was patrolling and doing stuff and dragging people wide, Harry Kane and Son dragging people wide, and I think that they could get joy from us in that respect. So we do need protection in front of them too, in front of Mustafi and people like that. Although I thought Socrates was just a proper rash, man. That had some Martin Keown vibe about him, and he was looked like he wanted to scratch people's necks, man. It was really good to see an Arsenal defender roughing up. And you know what else I like? I like the fact we're making these kind of little fouls, what are taking people out of their stride. You know, just knocking them out of their stride a little bit. And like I said, we're going to need to be like that. I think someone like Socrates is going to have to step up and do the same kind of roughhouse job on Harry Kane for me.
How significant would it be if Arsenal won that game?
Well, I don't think that it's something that we should be celebrating simply because we're on a 17-match unbeaten run, and it will be just another game that we've won. But it is the derby, and you say about its significance. The main thing is to get closer to them. So it would be brilliant for the fans because you know what it means to the fans. But in respects of the team and the way Unai is right now, I don't think he's even bothered about stuff like that. He just wants to win. Just love, there's a ruthlessness about him and the way he is. When you look at him, there's a ruthlessness about him that I really do quite admire. And I think that he's not bothered about anything other than beating Spurs.
Now listen, I can't wait for it. Really look at it. When I stand next to you and I can feel you want to be playing.
Yeah. To be honest, if I could I'd probably sell my soul for one more year playing for Arsenal in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Yeah. To play in these games. Of course you would. You know what I mean? You know, when people, all of a sudden I leave this room and the devil says, okay, I could do it for you. I'd probably take it. So because like, it was the games that defined things. You know what I mean? I thought the pressure leading into playing against Spurs was bigger than anything. Even playing in like the cup final Sheffield Wednesday and things like that. You know, I found the pressure playing against Spurs, especially when we beat Spurs 1-0 in that semi-final after they beat us 3-2 the year before, whatever it was, the 3-2. I found the pressure playing against Spurs in a normal Premier League game was more than any other game, and that's why I feel like now, like my stomach, you know, it's all nervy, and it's going to be a nervous game for me to watch.
All right, listen, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait for it. Just before I go, your channel.
Yeah.
It's doing bits at the moment, man. Everybody I see is talking about the channel.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel, man.
I don't like the way you tried to nick the mic that time, but
yeah, but I kind of, you know what I mean. You know, I was going to try and do. I was going to try and do my. I was going to do my Aubameyang stuff, but I was going to try and do it on BBC, and try and do it real straight face, like the way Obama Blood Clot Yang's playing at the moment is very good for us. And like a rascal like Zet, once he gets fit again, we'll be fine. And that I'm going to start doing stuff like that, man. I'm going to start.
Well, I love the channel. You know what I like. What people have been saying to me about the channel is it really gives a real insight into you. People are seeing, you know what, you're the real person anyway, even when I see you on BBC. Yeah. But people are saying, yeah, we see a real guy there.
It feels personal. And, you know, the comments, honestly, I do appreciate all the comments. And what's really good about it, and since I've been doing it, is that you do get a sense of you and somebody. You get a sense of somebody that really cares and really has bought into what you're doing. And there's no other thing, no other reason for me, like in respect of doing it, other than wanting to get that interaction with fans. You know what I mean? I've had enough of the negativity and the stupidity, some of the stupidity that you get on Twitter, what you've initially joined for, which I find now on the YouTube channel, you know what I mean? I'm getting so much good feedback and it just gives you the energy to keep going.
Well, listen, good luck with the channel. Not sure if you'll get a lot of love from Tottenham fans if we beat them at the weekend, but good luck with it, and always a pleasure to see you, man.
Nice one.
Oh yeah, by the way, good luck with that TV program as well, man. That's a great thing you're doing.
Well, to be honest, you know, the thing with that is that, you know, obviously you're going to get the negativity because people think that you got a race card burning a hole in your pocket and a chip on your shoulder, but that is an unbelievable story for when you look at what black players have been through from the start, Cyril and them, man, all the way up to Ryan Brewster, who's a World Cup winner now. And it's the struggle and the fight, the perseverance, and then the triumph that people will watch tonight. And what it will show is that when you look at Cantona, you know, people with the black players, we were talking about Cyril getting bullets in the post and getting things like abuse for the whole of his career, all those black guys. Paul Cannaville, what he went through, and Eric Cantona kicked a fan for calling him a French motherfucker or whatever it was. It makes you realise how much they went through and the class they showed. And I think that the program shows that beautifully. It's very well shot.
Brilliant.
Thanks, man. Nice, Rob.
I'm about to do a photo shoot for our new merch with our new logo, AFTV. You've seen it. We're at Unique Capture Studios in Milton Keynes.